maybe we take for granted how diverse Boston is. So it was inspiring to see everyone come together and celebrate one another.
To show that we can be united through sports and being able to play the game that we love.
After the games, we would talk with the other team, chat a little bit about each other and where we lived and what we did and how it was getting to the tournament, reminisce on some moments of the game.
We paraded around the track. It was a beautiful moment that gave each country a chance to be recognized and celebrated by all.
And joining me now is Caroline Foscato. She's the co-founder of Boston Unity Cup, and James Reggie Colimon, Global Affairs, Mayor's Office of Economic Opportunity and Inclusion. Caroline, how are you? Reggie, thank you both for being here today. Where did the idea of the Boston Unity Cup come from, and what inspired you to start it?
Well, first, I just want to say thank you so much for having us here. We really appreciate it. So it's a little bit of a convoluted story, so I'll try and make it concise. The initial inspiration really came out of the youth program that I run, South End Soccer, which was built to create equity in the sport and bring together our communities. Through that, I met Greta Bruce, who was working at the Boston Breakers, the professional team, women's team that used to be here in Boston. And we started brainstorming about how do we really lean into this sport? What are some things we can do to take this shared passion and create more connection and intersection? And then ironically, I got a call from a friend who had lived here and moved back to Philly. And Philadelphia has a Unity Cup.
Okay.
And so he shared with us what they were doing. He connected us with the Parks Department there. They gave us some inspiration and some guidance. And in 2018, we launched our first tournament with 16 teams.
Fantastic. Nearly 80% of the population of Boston is foreign born. Many other residents are the children of immigrants. How is this reflected in the players that we see in this tournament?
So, it's a World Cup style. It's also called a flag-bearing tournament. So each tournament is comprised of people that identify with a heritage and nationality, may have immigrated from that country or have that heritage. So we have we have 20 men's teams and 8 women's teams representing over 20 nationalities, including the Team USA. And so it really is a spot that, like no other, brings together all of our communities and all of our ethnicities in the city of Boston.
So let's talk more about that, how that the team makeup reflects the diversity of the city. And of course, how does one get into the Unity Cup?
So initially, when we had our first teams enter, it was really through contacts. We worked with Reggie's office and got connected with some of the consulates. We worked through all of our soccer contacts, and it was really contacts. It was a first come, first serve. And so if you stay in good standing with sportsmanship, you can continue each year. And then we've continued to grow it to now we have a women's division and also a men's. And that representation, because people identify with that country, they have the flag on, on their jersey, they're identifying with that and they're celebrating that ethnicity, their identity, and also being a Bostonian.
Okay, Reggie, you're the manager of international partnerships for Global Affairs in the Mayor's Office of Economic Opportunity and Inclusion. What can you tell us about how you're involved in the event and how the city is involved in the event?
Well, as a soccer player, first and foremost, thanks for having me.
Sure.
As a soccer player myself, it was a no-brainer for me when I heard that Caroline was vision was going to happen, putting all of our communities together. So the city has been involved in the tournament since its inception.
Now, wait a minute. You say you're a soccer player.
Yes, I am.
As a young person, semi-professional, professional, what?
Semi-professional.
Okay.
I was a serious player.
Okay, so we can't leave without clarifying that. Okay, continue. So talk more about the other city departments that are involved in this.
Well, the Parks and Rec, they've been very, very instrumental in making sure that everything happens with all the permitting and the Boston Police Department, BCYF, the Mayor's Office for Immigrant Advancement, the Office of Neighborhood Services, and my office, the Global Affairs team, and the entire Economic Opportunity and Inclusion Cabinet.
And of course, we know that the Mayor Wu, is the daughter of immigrants. She must really be a cheerleader for this project.
Well, the Mayor supports any event that promotes unity, that uplifts our communities, and that makes sure that everyone is included in whatever we're doing in Boston that is uplifting.
Okay, let's get more of your personal story now. What soccer team did you play for?
Well, before, when I was playing, I'm from Haiti originally.
Okay.
So when I was playing, we didn't have the MLS. We had the I forgot the name of the league we had. So I was playing in the Laza League, which is a Portuguese league, very well known, that ex-players and players that don't make it in overseas that will come here and play.
So you must be very excited about having this soccer tournament be in the Boston.
Wait. I can't wait for the fact. I can't wait actually for the final, and I can't wait for the World Cup starting on November 20th in Qatar.
Excellent.
We'll be watching,
Excellent.
and then
Excellent. You know, why has this? Why are you imagining this World Cup style soccer tournament is going to be a good way to build community here in Boston?
Yeah, so I also want to give a shout out to the Office of Tourism, Sports and Entertainment. They're also one of our key partners, and they've helped us, build this and work on bringing together the different communities. So part of the reason, and there was a study done by actually the Center for the Study of Sport and Society at Northeastern, Dan Leibowitz, he did a study for us that actually gave us some data around the fact that because this is a free, inclusive tournament, because we're having people come together with the world's most popular sport, we're connecting people in a way that literally you don't see in anything else in the city of Boston. We have quotes from people being like, I've never been to any other event that has this kind of diverse representation of communities. And I think that kind of moment of intersection around a central passion is what builds community. And because people are on the field playing against each other and building that kind of sportsmanship together, that just leans in more to that sense of community.
Great. The event has grown since its first year, and you've gotten the attention of a few high-profile people. Charlie Davies, who's the former U.S. men's national team member, and U.S. women's national team member Samantha Mewis, both of whom have local ties, right?
Yeah.
Tell us more about what we can expect to see at the Boston Unity Cup beyond soccer.
Great, yeah. So, a huge shout out to Charlie and Sam. They have been such heroes for us and really leaning into this. So the day is really a celebration. So initially the tournament was in the summer. We had to postpone it because of the heat wave. We're having group play happen right now to get ready for the semifinals and finals. You come that day, you can bring your kids at 10 a.m. for a youth jamboree with the New England Revolution. Also at that time, we'll have a resource fair where we have a couple dozen organizations there to give things out. There'll be a food truck, there'll be music presentations. We have a Parade of Nations at 12 right before the finals where we parade all the flags. And it's really just a celebration of soccer and then some really great play.
Reggie, World Cup is coming to the U.S. in 2026. Boston is going to be hosting a few of the matches. What opportunities do you in the city of Boston see with that?
Well, we are still at the initial stage. I'm so happy that the World Cup is coming here. And I heard through the grapevines that we might have a new soccer stadium, for instance, that will really have a home for the New England Revolution and everyone wanting to watch soccer. And I think that would be a way also to bring all of our consulates together that are part of the Unity Cup right now.
Boston will come alive when the World Cup is here in 2026. But for now, we're looking forward to the Boston Unity Cup.
Yes.
All right, Caroline Foscato, co-founder of Boston Unity Cup, and James Reggie Colimon, Global Affairs, Mayor's Office of Economic Opportunity and Inclusion. Thank you for joining us today. And you can catch the final matches at Madison Park Stadium in Roxbury on Saturday, November 5th from 8 to around 2 p.m.